Okay, last time you cleared out what you had found of level 1 and went back up to town. The bar is running smoothly, no major problems in your absence. And you all went shopping. So everybody
Yeah, I
had.
was gonna add some diamonds to my inventory because the guys were mentioning the revivification spell. Where do I find?
Oh, they're
Let's
just saying like you need 300 gold worth of diamonds for the spell to take effect. So you have to buy it. Like say like go to a store and be like that diamond for 300, I want it.
Yeah, and then you just add it into your sheet. Or
Okay, just type it in manually then.
I think the point of like having like the massive dungeon right below Waterdeep is because you can get anything at Waterdeep at pretty much any point in time.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
well, diamonds definitely are not cheap in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Well, fortunately, it's the you just have to get 300 gold pieces worth, so you don't have to like spend more than that, right?
Correct. Yeah, flawed diamonds are 100 gold pieces. Yeah, the entry from Mad Mage has got a diamond priced at $1,000, and from the DMG it's $5,000. Love it.
Nice.
And it's just diamonds worth 300 gold. So like there's nothing really that says you can't have like 3 diamonds worth 100 gold or 6 diamonds worth 50,
Yeah.
or even use a single diamond that's worth 500.
Can I just add it manually to my inventory list, or do I
That's
have
what
to
I
find
did.
it? Okay.
So is there any more shopping you all want to do?
I can't afford what I want.
I'm a poor student.
Yeah, I'm just looking through that insane magic item list, but I'm probably done.
I think I'm gonna try buying a few scrolls, just for emergency spells.
I'd
No
love to
problem.
find the gauntlets of ogre power, but they're 5,000.
Actually, hold on.
They're 8,000.
If my sheet is correct, I've got 11,000 gold right now. Is that right?
Well, we got like 9,000 from like the end of the first thing we did. So yeah, I could totally believe that
Rob
you
the
have
road.
something like that.
But have you actually been to subtracting the gold of the stuff you've bought over the months, or you just been buying it and not subtracting?
Uh, not sure.
It's all free.
Okay, we're gonna have to audit
I
Anna.
think yeah, I think I have. I'm pretty sure I
The
have.
IRS comes to the.
I know I did at least for some of the stuff.
And while Anna's getting her scrolls, I'm gonna look up something.
God, I just want to get to level 8 so I can make my int 20. So I can have more spell slots.
Yeah, same with my wisdom.
I was just thinking, oh man, by level 8 I'll have 3 more spell slots than I have, or that I can pick spells from. Prepare. Of course, then I'll have level 4 spells, and I'll have to work them in somehow.
Oh, and if no one else has bags of holding, you definitely should grab a few.
Oh yeah.
I know I've
How
got
much
one.
are those?
I'll need to get one eventually, but I'm still just a poor student living in the
Yeah.
university.
I
Bag of
have one
holding's
already.
4K.
Okay. Well, let's see.
I mean, I can just throw things on my disc, I guess.
I was tempted to try to find a frost brand.
I've so got to clean up my hard drive.
I think I might get Heward's Handy Haversack instead of a bag of holding.
They're smaller.
Oh, I know, but it's only 2,000 instead of 4.
Yeah, it's just bag of holding light.
I'm just trying to figure out what the cost of a belt of hill giant strength is, but I can't find it.
Yeah, I was looking for those on that list. I didn't see them on there.
Because they specifically don't price them. There's several items they don't price.
Probably because they're too powerful.
Basically.
I like the one that said, if the DM wanted you to have a TARDIS, he would give you a TARDIS.
Yeah, that's right.
And then take it away.
This one.
I gave my level 1 party like a mission to retrieve something. And when they got there and found out what it was a bag of holding, and they had to bring it back to the people, and they had to make the decision whether they wanted to run off with this bag of holding and have everybody pissed at them and maybe hunt them down, or return it and fulfill the bounty that they were sent.
I'm pretty much ready to go.
Same. Gonna have to save money till I can get more.
Well, hopefully this level will generate more riches for you.
Hey, how much would a revivify scroll be? And can anybody use that, or does it have to be used by a cleric?
I think anybody can use it, but if it's in your spell list, you roll just a straight roll or something like that, or you get to add your stat bonus to the roll to cast it. Something like that. I remember reading it up a while ago, but I think you still need to use the material components.
Okay. But what does it cost for a third level cleric?
200.
200. Okay. I think I'll actually get that instead of the diamonds. It's 100 gold pieces less. Or do you still need to have the spell components when you cast it?
Yeah, so you still need the 300 diamond.
I see. Okay.
So you still, it's like 200 for the scroll, but you still need that 300 diamond.
Okay, but somebody already has that spell?
Clerics get it.
If the spell is on your class list, you can cast it without any material components.
Okay.
If it's not on your class list, you gotta have the component. And do a check.
Oh, okay, that's nice. I didn't know the material component part.
Well, just in case, I'm just gonna buy the scroll and the diamonds just in.
Smart move. Are you going to be able to pay him back for it, Cassiv?
Why would I want to do that?
Just as long as they bring you back to life, you don't care, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if we do that, I'm gonna have to start charging rent in my tiny hut.
Just let me know when you're ready, Anna.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna get that revivify scroll, and then talking about that uh, Gauntlets of Ogre Power, I think I'll get that too, and the Hirotani Haversack, if that's okay.
Why does the rogue need Gauntlets of Ogre Power? Just curious.
Well,
Because you're dex-based, right?
well, yeah. I mean, I guess I don't really need it. I just think it's cool.
Oh,
The
it
big
is cool.
stats.
20 for everything.
No, it's 19.
Yeah. I guess I'll just get the Hebrew Tang Haversack for now then. Maybe I'll get the Gauntlets of Overpower another time.
Yeah. Yeah, Gonzo Ogma Power only bring you up to 19, not 20. And if you add an ability point in when you have 19 with the gauntlets, you still only have 19.
I know, I hate that they have so many items in there that they specifically designed so they're like one from an even number. It's like, really?
Alright, well, I'm ready.
Okay, down to level 2.
Yeah.
Big map coming at you. Everybody see the map okay?
Yeah.
Cool. You descend down the stairwell from level 1, and you go down a bunch of stairs, and you find yourself in a long 10-foot wide hallway. You can see that there is a branch to the east and one to the west ahead of you.
So we went back in and found stairs.
Already knew where they were.
Yeah, you already knew where they were.
I'm good.
Alright, I'll send my bat forward and have him check out the...
East or west. Okay, there we go. And now that I've shared this, I can make it much bigger. Okay, Anna, your bat. Through the eyes of the bat. You can see that the hallway, the branch opens up into a room. You can see trash and debris are littering the floor, and you can see these bas reliefs on the wall that depict dwarves carrying supplies. And you can see that the dwarves' faces have been chipped away and replaced with these cartoonish goblin heads drawn in charcoal. And you can hear banging noises coming from north of you.
They ruined fantastic work.
Alright.
And you'd be able to see up the hallway a little bit there.
Okay, and before we go up there, I'm just gonna have it take a little quick look down.
Okay, you can see that the hallway does continue to the west. And it opens up, you can see a much larger room. And in the center of the room is a rusted it's a rusted iron hand pump. And there's several deep stone basins surrounding the pump.
Okay.
And you can see that the hallway does branch off to the north and to the south of the water pump. You can see another exit there as well.
Alright. Alright, so should we go to the north in the first room where we heard the noise?
Sure.
Okay, and I'll have my bat wait down there, just to, in case something comes from...
The orange, that's the light spell.
Yeah, light spell on the spear.
Okay, yeah, other than the bas reliefs in the room, you can hear noise coming from further up the hallway to the north. It's a lot of banging and so forth, and occasionally you can catch a glimpse or you can hear talking, and it's in a language that you've already heard before, which is Goblin.
I'm gonna stomp my staff of charming and expend one of its charges to cast comprehend languages on myself.
Okay, let's talk about your staff.
Uh-oh.
Is it a cursed one?
Did you not ID it?
I did as a staff of charming, but it doesn't always reveal curses.
Well, fortunately, you're not cursed. But as you know, go to activate the staff starts wailing, "Help! Thief! Criminal!"
Oh, jeez.
And
I was so close to bringing silence.
And you can feel the magic start to fade from the staff.
He's been waiting to do that all week, hasn't
Ugh.
Yes,
Yes,
I
damn it.
have.
I guess it had a staff infection.
Oh, God.
That's a bad one.
It's too early.
Yeah.
I guess we should just leave the staff in the hall, huh?
Now, knowing a bit about Arcana, is there any way I could recharge this somehow? Or is this pretty much, yeah, this is useless. This is no good.
It is now useless.
Oh, well. Guess we should have sold it.
And it's screaming.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it yelled out, "Help, thief, and criminal."
All right, I'll kind of like grab it and I'll just just through use of the frostbite cantrip or something, like freeze it up and then snap it over my knee and just discard it into the hallway.
And you can hear that the pounding has momentarily stopped coming from the north.
he? Now you got someone's attention.
And then it resumes. And it really sounds like someone is building something up north to you. And you can see that the hallway does continue on for some distance, and you can see that there's a semi-room right there where Nothanus is at. But you're not seeing anyone there.
And it's all dark in here.
Yes, but you can see light coming from the north as well as from the east there. And as you move up closer, you can see that it does open up into a larger hall. Um, you can see that it's a very high ceiling, and you can see a row of pillars. As a matter of fact, that room is lit. So I'm going to unmask a good portion of it for you.
So it's pretty well lit. Oh, big room.
Yeah, big, big, big room.
So there's probably adequate light where I'm standing.
Yes.
I
And
will, for the time being, dispel my light spell.
okay. And you can see double stone or double rows of pillars supporting the 60-foot high ceiling. And you can see the middle of the chamber, it's set up like a flea market. And, you can see all kinds of wares, and I do not want to do this. And hopefully y'all appeared on the map.
Oh, that's a lot of goblin.
Yes. It, welcome to the Goblin Market. And you can see all kinds of goblins running around from your vantage point. You can see all kinds of items from armor and shields and adventuring gear. Pretty much everything you'd find in the player's handbook. You can smell the aroma of food. And let's see. Yeah, currently, all you're seeing in there are just goblins.
Initiative?
Well, that really depends on you.
Oh, they haven't seen us yet?
Um,
Has anyone said what they're saying? Since I don't think many of us speak.
Maybe they're like our fellow goblins. Let's go talk to the little behinds.
There's only one of us that can actually speak, understand Goblin.
Somebody slap your ass.
who is it? Nilphanus that speaks Goblin? Nilphanus, you can hear they're hawking their wares.
It appears to be a goblin market. They perhaps would be accepting currency.
Okay.
And
They may be related to the other ones we met. I'm going to check it out.
with Nilphanus saying, "Yes, my little friends," a couple of them turn and look at you, and they're not making any threatening motions. You can see a couple of the goblins are indeed armed, but they don't seem to pay any attention to you at all.
I motion for the others to follow.
And as you move further into the room, you can see further north, and there is a granite throne standing against the north wall on top of this rectangular dais. And
And there sits Smog the Dragon.
you can see the throne's been draped with animal skins, and you can see it's been decorated with monster skulls and trinkets twisted up in wire, attaching itself to the throne. And Nilphanis, as you move closer, you start. We've all been to flea markets before.
Yeah. So what is this one making?
This one, he's talking about. He's got a fine selection of armor and weapons, and hey, I'll make you a great deal on anything.
I need something magical.
And he says, no, I have no magic items.
Perhaps next time. And Nathanis walks towards the center to look around more.
And you can see that the goblins to the east are cooking and selling food.
Gonna avoid that one. What's up this way?
Up that way, you have adventuring gear and trade goods. And
What's over there?
looking around at the vendors and so forth, you have a pretty good idea that everything they're selling was either stolen or found in the dungeon.
So, just to get a grasp of this, these are just the vendors. Are there customers? Are there other goblins that are not?
You can see a couple of goblins roaming around buying. There's no other races currently here other than goblins.
Okay, but would you say there's hundreds of goblins? A few more goblins?
I would say probably 10 to 15 that are not on the combat tracker.
Okay. What do you think, Avera?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Want to check out the throne? And Nathana starts walking north. Maybe I can get a better view of it up over here.
I'll walk this way just to look in that room to make sure there's nothing deadly.
And Cassive, you can see that the hallway goes to the north and stops in a door. And you can hear over the noise of the market and so forth, you can hear faint pounding coming from the northeast. And Nilphanis,
I'm making a conscious effort to take stock of my pouch and make sure everything's intact. I'm keeping an eye.
yeah, that's a good idea. We don't want any pickpocket.
okay.
Do I hear any noise coming from this door?
Give me just a second, and let's do this again. Delete from tracker, delete only foes. And we'll go to one D.
Oh, we still got Halloween mode.
Yeah, I've got to change that.
We've got Halloween mode. What does that do?
If you look on the combat tracker, there's pumpkins instead of the normal smiley and frowny faces.
Oh,
Cool.
Okay, let's turn those goblins back on.
so for Christmas, is it going to be Christmas trees?
If I have time to work on it, yes.
Cool.
And let's see. Cassiv, you are not hearing anything coming from the door.
I try the handle and open it just to see what's in there.
Okay, you are opening the door, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see 4 iron gibbets hanging from chains hooked to the 10-foot high ceiling. They're all empty, except you see one goblin hanging from them. And she is still alive.
Unfortunately, I don't understand a word you would be saying.
Are are there only male goblins out in the um the area?
No, you can see both sexes out there.
Okay.
Is she trying to actually say something to me, or is she just hanging out?
Yes, she is actually speaking to you. And you could see a little bit through the door, through the hallway. And in the room to the north, you can see it looks like they're building a stage.
Well, I'll try to talk to the goblin and undercommon and see if that works.
Um, and she is just still talking to you, in
Okay.
Goblin. And you can see that she's thrashing around and she's looking up.
Probably wondering what's
I'll
happening.
hold my
Sorry, I'm
finger up
back.
and go 1 minute.
Technological emergency.
I'll walk over to Nilfanis. There's a goblin over here hanging from the giblets trying to say something. No clue what's being said. Do you want to check it out?
Yeah, I'll go with you and check it out.
And I assume that comprehend languages spell didn't actually take effect from the staff.
No.
Okay.
Nilfanis, you can hear this goblin say, help me, please help me.
I speak back to it.
Um, she tells you that her name is Glom, and she was caught stealing food intended for the goblin's boss, Yek. And, she hasn't eaten in 2 days and she's very hungry.
I explained to Cassiv that she's being punished for theft of food, and I don't know how long she's to hang there, but she's extremely hungry and is begging to be.
She seems to have broken a law. I mean, or some type of rule.
Indeed.
Well, I don't know if we want to get involved. I mean, it's probably not, a good law, but if we try to get her out of there, we'd probably have to fight every goblin in here, so.
Yeah, we might want to leave her be.
And Nilphanus, you can tell that she keeps telling you she's very hungry, and she's like, "You're looking for magic. I can tell you where to find magic."
Nah, that's interesting.
She claims to have useful information.
Who's this yak she's talking about?
If you wish to pursue this, I suggest we find those who imprisoned her and see if we can buy her freedom.
That's a good idea.
Sounds good to me. And I point at the stage it's being built behind.
Yeah, let's ask her
Who is the jail master here?
She says that all decisions are made by Yek, their leader. And if you give me some food, I'll tell you about him.
I'll walk in here and peek down the hall.
Okay, in the hall to the north. And hey, guess what? More goblins.
Are these guards or prisoners?
They are working, and they are in the process of erecting a stage along the north wall.
Does this stage have a trapdoor in it?
No, not that you can see. And you can see that it's going to be quite large when it's finished, but it's still in the preliminary stages of being built. And in the northwest corner, you can see a pile of wrecked wooden furniture. And the goblins here are using stone hammers to pound rusty nails through these decrepit wooden planks. And
I speak Goblin to them and ask them what that.
Give Glum one of my rations.
Okay, I'll come back to Glom here in just a minute. Nilphanus, they look at you, and you can see a couple of them are passing around the scroll, and just you catch a brief glimpse of it, but it looks like it's a crude blueprint for the stage. And they tell you that Yek is who you're looking for, and that you can find him in the room off the southeast of the market. Which I'm going to draw an arrow to it.
Okay. Apparently, the individual responsible for her, his name is Yek, and can be found on the southeast side of the market.
Hey, I'm gonna have my bat just kind of fly around, like acting like a normal bat, and I want to check out that room with the two guards on the. I don't want him to know that that the bat is being directed. I just want him
Okay.
to think it's a null.
Yeah, it's flying around, and right behind those two guards, you can see a short hallway with a stone door. And Glom eagerly takes, bites off a mouthful of the food that you're offering, Cassiv, and uh, she tells you that, their leader, Yek, uh, has got a magic item. And let's see.
If we set you free, you belong to us.
She, she tells you, that's okay as long as you free her and feed her. She tells you that she knows the general layout of this level of Undermountain. She mentions a couple of Xanathar Guild outposts and the location of the stairs that lead down.
Cool. That sounds fair.
Oh, I relay that information to the group.
Let's go and find this Yek person and see if we can buy her.
And she's telling you about Yek. And um, she says that he's not the typical goblin. That he found this golden circuit, and when he put it on, it transformed him into this adult male human. It increased his size to medium, so he's normal sized. And she tells you that some of the members of the tribe are not happy taking orders from a human, even though he's still a goblin, but you know, looking human. They don't really trust him, but his bugbears kind of enforce the peace.
How many bugbears? I tell the others there's apparently more bugbears here. Probably some more of those.
Uh, she says that there's generally 3 or 4 with him.
Okay. Shall we go barter for her release?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And just say to Nolfan, just tell her we'll be right back. Well, not right back.
Okay, so you're headed to the southeast room, and hey, guess what? More goblins on the map. Okay, yeah, the guards stop you and politely ask you to state your business.
Assuming we're all going over here, you and Navarra.
And Nophanis, you hear, yes, Yek would be interested in talking with you.
Very well. They seem interested in money for the prison.
Okay.
And why are we trying to save the goblin in the cave?
She'll become our guide.
Do you think we can trust her?
No.
Yeah, but
No, that I'd agree with.
Okay, and where are
You
you?
can trust a goblin to protect its own ass, though. So
exactly.
South wall. And they move out of the way to let you pass. And as you enter the room, um, you see multiple goblins in the room. There's flickering torches and iron brackets lighting the room. And you see this handsome man wearing a golden circlet on his brow, and he's reclining on this mound of cushions at the north end, and he's eating an apple. And you can see that the goblins around him are lying about it on moldy cushions. And
Is it yak or yak?
Yek. Y-E-K.
hey, here to yak with yak.
Let's put that in common so everyone can understand it. And you can see a bugbear in each of the corners. And on the south wall is, you see this male dwarf. And he's clad in leather armor. And he's been gagged. And he's got this copper orange hair. But you can see that his beard has been shaved off.
Ooh.
And
Relative?
I all of a sudden have a really big dwarven beard.
and let's see, yak. Yak indeed does speak common, and he answers you, Nilphanus, in common
Okay.
by saying, "Yes, you may approach."
Okay, I motion to the others, and you'll approach up to a conversation.
And Yak gets off his cushion and comes down beside a couple of the other goblins and says, "Greetings, strangers. What would you like to speak with me about?"
We have heard wonderful things of you from your cousins above.
I'll be a on guard watcher for any sudden movement of anyone attack out of nowhere,
And
especially the guys behind us.
Okay.
we seek to purchase the freedom of perhaps a prisoner or two.
Everything's negotiable here at the Goblin Bazaar.
Oh, absolutely.
And which prisoners would you be interested in purchasing?
What did the hairless dwarf there do?
Um,
I guess that's the dwarf there.
yeah. Him and his adventuring party killed a few members of my clan. And as a result, he was caught and is undergoing punishment.
I see. And there's a small goblin woman over on the other side in the.
Ah, yes, she stole my food, and she's going to be one of the first slaves sold on our new stage once it gets built.
Yes, she seems to be of trouble.
Ah, she can be a handful, that's for sure.
How much would you take for her?
Well, I would take 50 gold pieces for, and
Oh,
you don't even need to do a roll to, know that that's really high, and there's no way that that goblin is worth it.
I'm sorry that we're not going to be able to make a deal.
And as you were walking through the bazaar, looking at the items on the tables and so forth, you noticed that almost every item was 3 times the price that you could buy it for up on the surface.
So it's like a convenience store.
Yeah, pretty much.
I look at the others and hey, I'm afraid your prices are too high.
Oh, well then, what would you be willing to pay for that little troublesome?
Well, she is trouble, and I do realize that she has committed some high crimes. But given the situation and how much trouble she'll be to me, 5 silver.
Uh, you do notice that when you mention high crimes, that he kind of lights up, realizing that you know you understand the seriousness of the crime and so forth, and how it was committed against him. And, he goes, I might will and deal. You said you wanted to purchase a couple? Maybe I could make you a 2-for-1 deal.
Oh, okay. Um, I really don't have much need for a dwarf like that, especially since he's lost his honor. But I could be persuaded. Um, I tell you what, he's not going to be as much trouble as that goblin girl, so 2 gold for the.
You see him deep in thought, and he's like, the dwarf did kill several members of my clan.
How many members did he kill?
Um, Honestly, him and his team, they killed a lot of them, and we're talking 10 lives here that his adventuring group.
I tell you what, I will honor that, and I'll meet you. 10 gold for 10 lives, and I take them both.
You drive a hard bargain, stranger. But you know what? It's going to be a couple of days before those idiots have my stage built so we can sell them. I'll take you up on your offer.
Hmm. Nathanis steps forward and hands him 10 gold.
And he very eagerly reaches out and grabs your 10 gold, and you hear him shout out in Goblin that, hey, I'm releasing the dwarf and Glom. They are now owned by this fine individual that stands before me.
I could use some other services as well.
This got weird.
What kind of other services are you interested in?
Could you provide us 5 of your finest warriors to guide us through this level? And I'll give you another 5 gold.
I would love to, but right now, we're busy building the stage and getting everything ready for the first slave auction. That I'm politely going to have to decline.
What other slaves do you have?
He kind of leans forward and he's like, we haven't caught him yet. But we're expecting our slave auction to be the finest in Undermountain.
I see if this guy's getting ready to attack us anyway. Maybe insight into he's going to betray us as soon as we turn.
Very well. We will help spread the word of your fine market and slave trade.
I appreciate that, and it was a pleasure doing business with you, and I will count you among my friends, unlike those weirdo brethren from upstairs.
Well, thank you. Again, thank you very much, and we will be taking our 2 slaves.
I walk down to the dwarf and untie him.
He's like, okay. The minute you untie him, he runs around you, and you can see this fire and hatred in his eyes, and he starts.
Reach out to grab him.
Yeah. Why don't you make a roll there, brother?
Is he like a mountain dwarf, hill dwarf? What kind of dwarf?
What type of roll do I need me to roll?
Let's see.
Opposing strength, opposing athletics. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's do athletics.
As I do that, I go, calm down, friend. Let's get out of here alive and regroup before you do anything too stupid. As I'm trying to grab him and hold him back.
Yes, you do manage to grab and hold him, and the bugbears to the south there witnessed everything that happened, and you can tell that they've got their weapons ready to handle any trouble, but they're holding off to see what happens or awaiting orders. And as far as the dwarf, it doesn't say, so we'll just make him a hill dwarf.
Pretty much be talking. You need to calm down, buddy. You need to get out of here alive so you can do something about this later.
Do you want to say that in persuasion or intimidation?
It'd be persuasion. Like, if you want to do something about your lost friends, you would have to do it at a later time, not at a stupid. So you want me to roll persuasion?
Yeah, let's roll persuasion. And you can see that he's been hanging there. He's a little weak, and your words just slam into him, and you can see the realization that you're right, and he stops struggling.
Thank you. Right.
And Yek is just laughing, saying, "Yeah, he's definitely trouble, all right."
Yeah, I look at him and just shake my head and go, this guy's an idiot. And I start leading this copper guy away so we can get him to say,
And for the time being, we're going to set him to neutral. And yeah, you know, you're still keeping a grip on his shoulder and so forth, just to make sure that he's not going to do anything stupid. And the bugbears relax just a little bit.
as I'm leading along, I'm still keeping an eye out, watching Yek to see if he does anything that might signify he's going to have us jumped, since he is looking for a new slave.
And I'm going to unlock tokens so you can move freely. And yeah, all the rest of them are just, you know, watching you leave. And Yek's like, good luck with those troublemakers. And Nilphanis, I'm going to move you back for just a moment.
Okay.
And as you come out of the room, the goblin to the north there kind of whispers and goes, "Sir, can I talk to you for a minute?"
Yes, my little friend.
And he nods to the goblin to the south, and the goblin it goes back into position guarding the door. And he goes up north where it motions you to follow. And you can see that one of the other vendors saw what happened and comes over and joins you. And they're not being threatening in any way. And he's like, "Sir, we have a favor to ask." And
What's that?
uh, we would like for you to end Yek's curse. And, you know, still the circlet that's transformed him into a human.
Oh, but he seems to treat you so well.
Uh, Appearances are deceiving. And, you know, he, he's really a cruel master. And, you know, we've been trying to figure out how to end his curse for a while, and we just haven't been able to come up with a plan. And we were hoping that a fine fellow like you could help us out.
Well, I noted. Let me consult with my companions. And we'll...
Anything you could do for us would be Much appreciated, and I'm sure a lot of the vendors here would, give you some gear for your trouble.
Well, thank you. Good to know. I thank them, and I'm gonna go join the others and let them.
And as you're walking away, he whispers, and he's like, when you have a plan, you just let me know, and we'll try our best to make sure that you meet with the very least amount of resistance. There's a lot of us that hate this curse that Yuck is under.
Okay. I ask them their names.
God, now I gotta come up with a goblin name.
Goblin 11 and 39.
Goblin names.
Left cheek, right cheek.
Bob and Doug.
I'm Larry, and this is my brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
That'll work. Daryl 1 and Daryl 2.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, I will tell the others about the Daryls.
Daryl 1 and 39. This is Daryl 2. And I'll make a note.
You know, the your cousins upstairs are ruled by the short.
We don't know what happened to them, but all of a sudden they got some strange ideas and they run around smacking everybody on the ass.
You'd be wise to follow their ways.
He just looks at you strange. He can't figure out why he needs to slap anyone on the ass.
Okay.
Okay, where do you want to go now?
I think we're going to go get the Goblin Girl. And I was going to tell the others about the offer that there's many of the merchants are unhappy and were willing to support us overthrowing.
I'll wait till we're in a more secure place before I answer that. But mine basically is I have no problems dealing with us, especially if we can get rid of one.
And you managed to, damn it, get on the right level. Cannot wait to delete all these damn goblins. You managed
One
to...
good fireball, and that'll take care of all of them.
You managed to free Glom, and you're in a semi-safe area where you're not really overheard. And, the dwarf is just kind of growling at at Glom. And when he's not growling, he's like, I appreciate you all freeing me. And, I'll do my best to help you out and return the favor to you.
Maybe we can get if I bet some of this stuff for sale is his party's old equipment. Maybe
Do I believe him?
if we're gonna try to get this guy out, maybe or take out like the slave lord here, maybe those goblins will let some of those pieces fall back into his hands so that he can help out.
That might be kind of a hard sell since all the goblins are pretty angry at him and his group. And bring Copper back up there. And he's like, I've got something that I managed to hide away from them. And when we're in a little more private area, I'll give it to you. But I'm sure I know it's worth more than the 10 gold pieces you paid for me and that thing.
They're gonna get married someday.
So I do have an idea. We could beckon all of the goblins to gather around us in the court. And for, I don't know, for story time or whatever, and I think I could take them all out.
Even the ones that want you to help them.
As long as they're friendly to us, I think I can distinguish between friend and.
The Daryl said that, they could probably clear out most of the goblins. They can't do much about the bugbears.
We got them to wear to take their pants off and show their moons, so we know they're friendly.
Or they can just leave.
Or we can just leave.
This is starting to sound a little bit like weird goblin hentai.
I was thinking how different this game would be if Nilphanis didn't pick Goblin as a language.
Well, we gather them around, and I honestly think I could take out the entire group.
Well, you can talk to the two Duros and see how many they can get to leave right now.
Well, why don't we give them like a half hour, and I'll have them put armbands on or something to identify themselves. And then we will call Yek out for a prize for some recognition, and we will meet in the center of the market.
You can do that, but didn't they say they can get people out of the way? Probably get people out of the
How big is that stage they're building?
It's at least sticks out from the north wall. I'll even just draw it down. Square. I forget you can't do rectangles. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's every bit of 12 to 15 feet sticking out of the wall, and runs the majority of the wall there. The northern wall.
Alright, well, if it's like only that size, it'd be pretty easy for, I think, I could basically put up an illusion that the stage is done. And then maybe the boss boy and all of his cronies are going to be so shocked that we magically did this because we're so pleased with their assistance that they come out. And then maybe those other goblins can all turn on them with us. Or at the very least kind of step away and we red wedding them.
I really don't think it's going to be that hard to get them to come out.
All right. Like, whatever, I don't know, do we want to, like, how are we going to get those goblins out of that room? Is that the plan?
I'm going to
Because-
call him into the marketplace for recognition. I'm going to appeal to his sense of
Vanity.
important. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, we
Let's
can
do it
just
then.
keep heading on.
Or
Yeah.
this
Although that headband, would probably, even if it's like cursed, probably be worth some in platinum.
But I mean, if we all just kind of distribute through the marketplace, I think I can drop the vast majority of them.
Okay, once again, before we start getting super complicated again, the two of them said they could probably get rid of a group of the people who don't want to be with them out of the way so we can fight.
Yeah.
So couldn't they just do that instead of trying to draw anyone out and just go into the room and fight what's left? Can they know those are the ones who want to fight?
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. If we're keeping them in there, that's fine. That's good for me too.
Yeah, we could just go into their room and get them there.
Yeah. I'm good with that too.
Now, do we take Glum and Copper Stormforge?
Bet Copper wouldn't mind jumping in on this.
I'm assuming
Absolutely.
Glum will probably go hide somewhere.
Let me go by the Darrells and I'll let them know we're going to take care of matters right now and they need to spread the word and get everybody.
Maybe we'll get a couple people or something. Like if we spread out, I don't know which table might have like weapons on it, but maybe if we have Copper standing near it when the fight starts, he can just grab a weapon, whatever suits him, right off the table.
You might be able to purchase a weapon if you would like that you could give to Copper, but none of them are going to sell to him directly.
Oh, I'm gonna retrieve my non-magical white staff from Avara's pouch as well. Now that my other staff is garbage.
Okay, so do you want to talk to the Darrells?
Yeah, we can all head over there and I'll just swing by the Darrells on the way over and let them know that get everybody.
Yeah, they're excited that you're going to help, and Copper's definitely coming over with Cassie.
And they need to announce us to Yek that we're returning to speak with.
Okay.
I hand Copper one of my javelins. Just poke him with the sticky end pointy end if anything gets crazy.
Yeah, I don't have any weapons, so use that. Use the javelin.
Okay. Let's see. Darrell is neutral. Glum is friendly. Copper, we're gonna put friendly. And Darrell 2 is friendly. Okay, let's do this the easy way. Darrell does tell you that everybody in the room with Yek feels the same way that pretty much the entire tribe is hating this curse that he's under. And that he can get the goblins out really easy. He can't do anything about the bugbear, though.
And they're fine if Yek's cure for the curse is Yek's gone.
That's actually even better.
So the goblins in there are with them?
Yes, because all of them hate taking orders from a human.
Now they're Ferengi.
Okay.
Yeah. Humans suck, so I'm okay with that.
And let's see.
Considering everything, no Fennis is the only human in the group. He just said something.
Oops.
Well, now you want a surgical strike. Okay, I can do that.
Well, those goblins are going to be leaving in that room, right?
Yes. And let's see. Daryl 1 runs down and he's gone into the room for a couple of minutes, and you see him emerge. And he's got the rest of the goblins with him. And let's delete only foes and see what's left. And that shouldn't be on the map.
I'm assuming a bar was down here with us. Just moved them.
Sorry, I'll keep bopping around while I'm looking somewhere else in the room. It's like I'm looking somewhere and it's like, oh, wait, they're gone.
And Glom, Storm, Daryl. He does tell you that, they really, in case Yek does survive, that they don't want to, have any part in actually removing his curse.
Oh, yeah.
But all the rest of them are out, and Daryl told them that they got some fresh meat, and he needed a hand bringing Yek's feast to him. So Yek sent out all the other goblins, and they kind of knew what was going on, and all of them except the two Daryls kind of make themselves very scarce and vacate the main room.
Okay. Shall we do this?
Sure. What did he tell him?
About the feast, but once they started coming out, he was whispering that, hey, they're gonna fix Yek's curse.
All right, I'll walk in.
Wait, before you go. Before anybody goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Are you just going to go in and start blasting, or do you intend to talk for a little while?
I was gonna go in and smile and take Yuck out the best I can, and then with the surprise round.
All right, so we're all running in at the same time?
We're gonna walk in, line up, like right along here, and we will then do our surprise attack, and then everybody's gonna be shocked, and then we'll go again, and we'll do our next attack, and then the bugbears will rush us. It won't quite get to us, and then we will.
Okay, so we want to walk in first and then rush them.
But you want to be kind of like along the line or up here, in one of these two.
Just saying I can do something, but it's going to be obvious. So if I do something and we walk in, they're going to know.
Oh, well, do you want to do it after we're in?
I can, yeah. It's not the biggest deal. Depends where my initiative order, I guess. But I mean, I could always do something else.
Yeah, so we'll walk in, and I'll smile.
And Yek sees you. Greetings, friends. What can I do for you now?
Oh, I'm so glad you're still awake and are able to receive us.
Yes, definitely.
I kind of toss back the cloak with my arm and grasp my holy symbol, and I'm going to cast a Scorching Ray at the 3rd level. Or you know what? Yeah, I'm going to actually cast a Fireball.
Okay. I'm coming in behind that and just saying I can abide slavery.
And before you move any further, I'm going to touch his shoulder, and I'm going to cast Enlarge.
Oh, on me?
Yep.
We'll move you up a little bit there, Cassive. And Cassive grows, and Yek is just like, what are you doing?
So I mutter the words, and a large ball of fire screeches past Yek and explodes.
Then I run in and hit him. Does that give me any bonus?
So let's see. Target size doubles in all dimensions. Weight is multiplied by 8. So you're a large creature. You have advantage on strength checks and saving throws. Your weapons grow to match the new size. While they're enlarged, you roll an extra 1d4 in damage.
Move north, Anna.
Okay, I'm waiting for the fireball to land, and I'm following him behind and attacking Yak.
I'm just waiting for when.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, did you want us to do initiative or just do the thing?
Yeah, to ensure that the fireball goes first, do your fireball, then we'll do initiative.
Okay.
Lasts for 1 minute, too.
Wow. Why did it roll at an advantage or whatever? Or what is it?
Do they have... Is it a surprise round, so they're... I'm thinking
Well,
old edition, but are they caught flat-footed?
It might be the bugbears might have magic resistance or something like that.
Well, like rolled on each of them twice, and I'm not sure why. Or maybe I clicked it twice by accident.
So it looks like a lot of failures.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
We'll count them all as failures.
Yug's dead.
No, he's splattered.
Very much.
Okay.
Now let's roll initiatives.
Oh, we're starting out wonderful.
We'll roll the NPCs. Oh, this will be good. And Anna, you're up first.
Okay. I guess I'll just use my crossbow.
And your immunities have expired that you got from the arcane sigil. Or the arcane run.
All right.
You got one, Anna?
Cool.
Okay, and the bugbear in the corner. And let's lock tokens. And he comes forward. And is going to throw a javelin at Galador.
I'd like to. Never mind. Yes, I would like to use a reaction. And I'd like to use improved warding flare. That would give him now disadvantage. Starting at 6th level, when you use warding flare, you can Cast a 10 feet of attack. Okay, within 10 feet of you attacks a creature other than you.
Oh, thank God.
So then I impose disadvantage on the roll.
Yeah. And just on a side note, I did turn on the critical tables just to see what would happen, and it would have cut your arm off. Now let's see. Yeah, you would have your arm torn and be stunned for 2 rounds.
Oh my God.
Had it been a slashing weapon, you would have lost your shoulder and arm.
I shot some flares out like an F-18 and it blinded him.
And these
I was
goblins.
like, I can't shield that. That's a 24.
And
That's like game-ending critical hit.
the bugbear comes up and he's gonna throw a javelin at Avara, which misses. Holy shit. And Yek is no more. Glom is not in the fight. Copper's going to run in and sees that Yek is no longer there, but, you know, he's got a grievance against the bugbear. And
You gave him a javelin. That's a 1d6 damage.
he's going to hit the bugbear with the javelin, and the bugbear takes 1 damage.
Huh.
Galador, you're up.
Okay. Well. This is going our way. So I'm gonna cast Frostbolt on this bugbear. Alright. And I'm gonna move right about here.
You do realize there's one still north, and it's its turn coming up.
That's what I said. I'm gonna move right about there.
Okay. Nilphanus.
I was also trying to stay in your zone there, but you're gonna run off soon.
Yeah, if that guy doesn't come down and hit me, I'm going to go south.
Hold on here. Okay, I'm going to stand right there, and I'm going to start a chant, and I'm holding my amulet. And when the two up north move within 30 feet, the second both of them were within 30 feet of me, I'll initiate the my channel of divinity.
The one up north is dead already. One of them's dead already. There's only one up there.
When Bugbear 61 gets within 30 feet of me, I will then unleash my channel of divinity. Okay.
Okay.
So he's going next, and as he moves south, if he moves south, then I will initiate it if he gets within 30.
And he's going to move southeast.
Okay, right about there. That's range, so
Yep.
I'm going to target that. So I hold the holy symbol and channel my
have-
divinity, and some radiance bursts out.
You got all three targeted.
It's going to do all three.
Okay.
It's every creature within 30 feet of me that's hostile. So the way it is starting at second level, you can use your channel divinity to harness sunlight, banishing darkness and dealing additional damage to your foes. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and any magical darkness within 30 feet is dispelled. Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet must make a Constitution saving throw. Creature takes radiant damage each to 2d10 plus your cleric level. On a failed saving throw, half as much.
Okay.
So the light bursts forth. Oh, a couple have made it, though. There you go. It's back to the bugbear now.
Okay, and he, since the light burst out of you, he's going to throw a javelin at you. And it flies by you harmlessly.
And I do got my reaction back now. So just so you know.
Cool. All right, Cassiv.
Seeing that the bigger threats to the south, I'll move down. Since I'm large, I'm not exactly sure how the movement is, but I want to take up the... That's it. I'm going to attack 52 first. Screw it. I'm going to smite him at first level.
Wow.
Wow, that hurt.
And then I'm going to attack Bugbear 8. And that ends my turn.
I know the
Same.
enlarge didn't add a lot of that damage, but it makes that number look so much better because of it. Just as a giant version of yourself just cleaving through things.
Oh, I know. Can you imagine what that smite probably looked like?
Seeing 61's a little hurt. I'm going to try to toll the dead on it.
No, I read you can actually make enlarge permanent.
I think that's Pathfinder.
Okay.
But probably can do that in 5e too.
Okay, Anna, you got one north of you that's wounded.
I tried to target the one to the north, but it looked like I accidentally somehow had Gildor targeted.
Yeah, you got him. And you hit him. And you killed him.
Cool.
Do you want to stay where you're at or make a move?
I'll just stay where I'm at.
Okay, Bugbear number 8, since he threw his javelin. Yeah, he's gone after the bigger threat, which would be Cassiv, with his Morning Star, and misses horribly. And the Darrells are not fighting. Glom, Copper is gonna try the javelin again. Oh, and he misses. And he's gonna come down.
Alright, so I'm just gonna blast the Ray of Frost. Nope. No, I will not. I'll move a bit closer. Right there.
I'm going to move there. And I'm going to cast a Sacred Flame at him.
Ooh, and you got him. And all threats have been eliminated. And you can see the Darrells pop around the corner and they're surveying the damage and
Somebody should go grab the
Gone.
circlet.
Definitely gonna go grab it.
Well, search the bodies. Search the room.
Okay.
Well, if they're actually taking the time to search, I'm gonna take the time to cast Detect Magic ritually.
I'll use my mage hand and pick up that circlet.
Yes, you conjure your mage hand and you see it reach down and it picks up the circlet and, there's blood and charred flesh. And okay.
Shake it off and put it in my haversack.
You want to let him identify it first?
Yeah, I let him identify.
Well, yeah, if Avara wants to identify that, because I know she's got that, then she can do it while I'm casting Detect Magic, because we already kind of know that circlet's magical.
Sure, I'll ritually detect or identify.
And Anna, you find 60 copper pieces and 25 silver pieces in the remains of Yek, and
What about the 10 gold I gave him?
the 10 gold. And let's see, you wouldn't get that. Ooh. On the bugbears, you find a total of 60 gold.
Wow. Didn't the
Okay.
goblin say that you knew where Yek's treasure was?
That was the circlet.
Yeah, figured.
And it is actually, I'm going to put it in the party sheet, but it is a circlet of human perfection. Only humanoids can attune to it. It transforms its attuned wearer into attractive human of average height and weight. You get the circlet chooses the physical characteristics of the form, such as age, gender, skin color, hair color, and voice. If you are smaller and it makes you medium sized, your stats do not change, your racial traits do not change, nor do the items worn or carried by you. When you take it off, it ends the effect. It is a wondrous item, and the lady from Chult will pay you Well, she pays in platinum, but it's worth 500 gold pieces.
Cool.
Nice.
Cassiv's cousin, was it? Or something? Your other character? Might want to have that, for his practical jokes on the dwarf bar owners there.
Sounds good.
Or
Maybe
500 gold.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, and while we're here, and since you all were nice to help the goblins out, there's the XP for Yak. And give you that. And the auction hall. Okay, I'm going to give you the points as story awards for all the goblins that you just saved, and unfortunately it don't come out that much, but it does get you a little bit closer.
Still a nice chunk.
And you're only 25-45 away from the next level now.
Sweet.
And yeah, you see one of the Daryls run out of the room, and Nilphanis, you hear him yell out as loud as he can, "The curse is ended!"
Ding
And
dong, the F is dead.
and all these goblins start filling back into the room, and they're excited and they're cheering, and it's party time for them, and they're very thankful for your help, and they they want to pay you for your services, and they're offering you all kinds of weapons, and everything is non-magical. But if you want some free armor, free weapon, now's the time to take it. And they took up a collection and offer you 50 gold pieces.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
We got one more room to the north to check, too.
They gave us how many gold pieces
50
each?
total.
No, total.
Oh, okay. Did you put it in the party sheet?
Yep, getting ready to distribute it out.
Shall we check this northern room now?
Sure. We may want to also get the copper storm forge guy to the out of his.
Yeah, and I apologize. Glom says, "Follow me. I'll take you to Yek's treasure room."
All right,
Ooh.
let's go.
And they start.
I'm assuming I'm no longer large.
Yeah, it's a minute.
Yep, I'm gonna unlock tokens there. Quit spinning Castle around. That's feet. There we go. here a bit smaller. And Glom starts running up to the door where you were headed.
Going, wait, don't open it. Might be trapped.
Mishka, you want to check it?
Sure, I'll go check it.
Plum's
Too-
opening it.
And
Too
I got
late.
detect magic up too, just in case anything flares up.
Already opened it. All right, cool.
Yeah, Glom went ahead and opened it for you. And
Hey, we got a door opener.
it opens up into a larger room. And you see some very strange shit. There is a gruesome diorama featuring the stuffed corpses of a beholder and 6 goblins, and they're all in battle poses and adorned with costume jewelry. Um, you see there's a stone table that's got this ivory chessboard. Um, there is a 9-foot tall, 3-foot wide framed painting of Yek. And it depicts him in his regal human form, standing proudly with the golden circlet on his brow. And you see a hefty iron-banded wooden chest with iron rings for the handle.
You want to check the chest, Adishka?
Sure, I'll check
Is,
it.
are we detecting any magic and stuff?
Yeah, I got it up.
No, you are not detecting any magic. And Anna, you're not seeing any traps.
Okay, Mage Hand, open the chest.
You see it filled with silver coins, approximately 2,000 of them.
Cool.
Not
Into a
approximately,
bag.
but exactly 2,000. And if you loot the costume jewelry, you find 15 pieces worth of gold piece each. The chessboard is worth 25 gold pieces, and the painting itself is actually worthless, but some smooth talking, you might be able to convince a naive buyer that it depicts a figure of historical importance.
I bury it.
Or we
Although,
sell it to someone and tell them that they can tell people they came into this dungeon and got this for themselves.
and it's not a bad painting, and might look really good hanging in the bar.
In the bar. So everything we can into a bag of holding somewhere.
Isn't that thing like 3 feet wide, 10 feet high?
Get it out
Uh,
of the frame.
absolutely.
Take that
I can bring up a disc if we want to start piling things on it.
Well, I got a bag of holding.
And I'm going to convert the silver into gold.
Well, that didn't take long. We'll probably have to head back up. No, wait, no.
And that gave you 200 gold pieces.
My game the other night, someone actually used the bag of holding as a weapon.
Oh, they put someone in it?
They snuck up behind them and literally took it right over. And then we decided to question them and open the bag of holding, and they stuck their head in and actually questioned them in the bag of holding.
Too funny. Okay, let's see if we've missed anything in there. Market Hall. Okay, you have cleared out the little goblin area. You do have the door to the south of the main bazaar there.
Got that, and we also have the other path to the west.
But don't forget, we also have this Copper Storm Forge guy we should get out of this place.
They're a little bit more friendly toward him, and we'll give him some weapons here in a minute.
Yeah, he should be able to re-equip here.
And I'm going to delete the Daryls.
I mean, he's welcome to come along if he wants. I'm just figuring to try to get him to safety.
Or just tell him there's the stairs. Have fun.
Yeah.
Or maybe he can repay us as a bouncer.
Yeah, the goblins are holding a party in your honor, and they keep shoving, offering you this foul-smelling meat and, some stolen wine. There's some goblin ale that I really wouldn't recommend, but the wine does appear to be from the surface and, smells good and non-dwarvish. And copper, once it settles down a little bit, Copper's like, now that you killed Yek, let me give you my reward for setting you free. And you see that he sticks his hand down
Keister?
down the back of his pants, and you can tell that he's fiddling with his butt cheeks.
If he pulls out a watch, I'm just gonna slap him.
And he pulls out this folded piece of paper, and from what you can see, it does not have shit on it. So, yeah, it wasn't with the watch that he's hiding. But he's like, I've got this authentic map of the next level of the dungeon. And I tucked it between my cheeks to hide it from him. And, it's... trust me, it's real. I got it from a reputable source.
Somebody use prestidigitation to clean it off.
And I'm going to put, when you open it, it does indeed to show you the layout of the level 3 of Undermountain. And he had it folded into a tiny square.
Well, interesting.
And
Um,
it is now in the party sheet. And he's like, I know this is worth more than the 10 gold that you paid for me and that. And this should settle our debt.
okay. Would you like to come with us, or did you want to go back up?
I've had enough of Undermountain for a little bit. And if you guys don't care, I'm going to get the hell out of here.
Go for it. It should be semi-safe. We did clear out a fair bit of the level above us. I don't know what creep back in or not.
Well, as long as I don't run into any goblins, I'll be all right.
Just
If you
smack
do,
your ass.
your best.
And he looks at you weird, and he's like, I heard Yak talking about these ass-slapping goblins. What the hell's up with that?
Yeah, well, it's a whole thing. They believe the guy Gandor's a god and slap their asses.
There's some things that I wish I didn't know, and that's one of them. And uh, I bid you all farewell. And hey, if you're ever in the yawning portal, I'll buy you a beer.
I heard there was a better bar up there now. What was it, Gentleman Ghost? You should go there.
I heard some people talking about that. I'll check that out.
Okay.
And he waves goodbye, and let's talk about Glom. Do you want to keep her?
Yeah, she knows the area. And the way to this third floor.
Yeah.
And magical items, maybe.
I gotta clear off this floor first.
Yeah, she can help us out.
Should we check
Okay.
out this door to the north, south?
Works for me.
And do y'all mind if we take 10 here?
I'm good with that.
Sure.
Thank you, and see you shortly. I'm back.
Me too. I'm gonna log around 10 today. I'm really tired.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it early anyway. My eyeballs feel like they're popping out of my skull.
They're playing a new game, Jedi Fallen Order. Pretty
Oh,
good.
it's fun.
I didn't buy it until after I read the reviews because I hate EA.
I know the
Completely
gaming
destroyed
world.
Bioware. Go for it.
The gaming world seems to be a mess right now with all the political correctness and infighting and bitching going on.
All the AAA companies went super greed mode. Microtransactions kind of ruined a lot of the bigger gaming franchises.
That's what
It's like they
capitalism
had.
does.
What was that?
I said that's what capitalism does.
Just like EA's president's been trying to push loot boxes and microtransactions and trying to say single player story games were dead. And then 2 weeks later, God of War came out and broke record. And it was a single player game with no microtransactions.
Of course.
Yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's what.
well, it's in their interest to tell people and try to convince people that a single player game is not going to be good, so that they'll play the ones that they can charge more money.
Unfortunately, if you want to make fair bit of money, you put quality and effort into your games, and people play it.
Yeah,
Most days,
Right.
uh,
But they can make a lot more money from continuing to get payments rather than selling it once. And
well, this is it. If you take the time to make a good quality game the first time around, and you still want to do microtransactions, you'll get a hell of a lot more people.
no kidding.
Release a shitty game, then force microtransactions into it just to make more money off a shitty game is going to get you less. You'll still make money, but you get less money.
Okay, since everyone's back, Glom does tell you that going down this hallway, um, there's a Xanathar outpost down that way.
Interesting. Did Yek have any ties to them?
No, they didn't get along too well. The goblins didn't, but Yek did a little bit, and you know, he most likely. Let me make sure before I tell you. Um, he did rent the bugbears from him.
Whoops.
And she does know that they have an outpost there, and there's a high probability that you will encounter multiple bugbears.
All right then. Well, we're exploring this floor anyways. Shall we go check it out?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Anna, you want to make your roll?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, you're not detecting any traps or hearing any sound coming from behind the door.
All right. Well, let's open it and you want to send Glom through first, or should I'll just send my bat.
Okay, you see a long corridor in the middle. It does split north and south, and it also continues east. You are not seeing
Okay.
uh, ooh, actually gave a picture. Yeah, you're not seeing any threats. And as you come closer to the center of the four-way intersection there, you see frescoes on the walls and depicting shield dwarfs at work. And as you're walking by them, you can see they're magically animated. And they're rolling and stocking barrels. They're carving blocks of stone. They're drinking from stone tankards. And uh, as you get closer to them, you know, the dwarves wave at you, and occasionally one of them will even wink at you.
Okay.
But they do appear to be harmless.
Vara would look at them and go over them and just analyze them, just looking at the crafts.
Yeah, you can tell that at one point in time it was a fantastic piece of art. It's been damaged over the years, and you know the dwarves are recognizing their other dwarves, and you know the ones that are drinking, you know, they salute you with their beer mugs, and from the center of the hall, you can see that it is a four-way intersection, and immediately to the north, you can see a corridor branch off, and Anna, you can see that the corridor that branches off does appear to open up into a larger room.
All right. Should we check out the room?
Sounds good.
And you can also probably see south that uh, the corridor does turn to the east. And Anna, when your bat gets into the room, you can see in the middle of this 20-foot high room is a limestone altar, and it's been topped with this misshapen mound of gold that looks like it was poured on the altar when it was molten, and left there until it cooled and hardened.
So it was gold?
Yeah, it looks like melted
Okay.
gold poured on top of the altar.
Alright.
And you can see some wall carvings.
I'll examine the wall carving.
Okay, let's go knowledge, religion, or whatever we call that in 5e.
It's religion.
Okay, Kassav, you would know, Vara, you would not. Um, when you're looking at the wall carvings, you can see black mildew dripping from these lidless eyes. And I'm sorry, let me restart. You see black mildew dripping from these lidless eyes, and gaping mouths are carved into the wall. And Cassidy, you would recognize that these wall carvings represent the all-consuming demon lord Jubilex.
Ooh. And since I would know that, I would know it was a slime-based god, or
Yes.
I'll go get away from that gold.
And you, no, Thanos, you would be closest to the altar, and you can see that the altar has an inscription.
Where's the altar?
Uh, yeah, it'd be right in front of you. Right.
Oh, it's
There.
like in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Okay. There appears to be writing on it, guys.
No.
What's it say?
Okay, Avara, you are able to recognize that the writing is in Abysmal, and it reads, "A gift of flesh, willingly given, can feed our internal hunger."
Tell everyone that it's abyssal.
And you have detect magic going, right?
Yeah, I cast it in the last room we were in. It
Okay.
stays up for 10 minutes, yeah.
You are detecting transmutation magic from the gold, and anyone that wants to try a nature check can.
I'm not an HV person,
I'm
so I
gonna move
won't.
up in the room.
One more time.
I just moved to the north side of the room.
Okay, Anna, you can determine that this mound of gold is not really a mound of gold, but it's an ochre jelly.
Okay. Well,
And I
I
step
tell
away.
everyone that and make sure everybody stays away from it.
But it is not moving. It is not interacting at all with you.
There's some kinds of transformation magic at play.
Could be another stasis thing, like the one with the black.
Best to leave it alone.
What's that?
It's probably wise to leave it alone.
Sounds good to me. That last jelly tried to eat some of my armor.
I've never fought an ultra jelly.
And
What's behind the door?
okay, opening the door.
Hellhound on the other side,
Two,
breeze fire in your face.
3. And we are at 10A. Okay.
The huge map.
You open the door, which reveals a room that has doors on all the walls. First thing you notice, this room is clean. You don't see any trace of dust or debris. On the
Well, this is
walls,
familiar.
there are frescoes depicting horrific cyclopean cities of black stone submerged beneath the black. One more time. The walls are carved with frescoes depicting horrific cyclopean cities of black stone submerged beneath the raging seas. And in the northeast corner, I wonder if I have a token. Yaka. Skull. The skull is not flaming.
That was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh no.
But you see floating in the room right there is a dwarven skull, and it's covered in glass.
Hey, I just remembered something. Remember we had found that skull that we were gonna bring up to the top and have somebody talk to it?
Yeah, it's still in the party sheet.
I guess we'll just have to do that next time.
And moving away from the skull, I see.
Tactical maneuver.
And detect magic would show transmutation magic around the skull.
Okay. Is there anything quivering on the walls like jelly?
You're welcome to make a perception check. Okay, as you're looking about the room and, glancing over at the skull, you realize that it is not floating in the air, that it is actually suspended inside this enormous gelatinous cube.
Oh god.
Oh shit!
And let me rephrase that again. Um, you notice it is suspended in the middle of a gargantuan gelatinous cube.
Wouldn't that take up the whole room?
How big is it?
And
Probably like 20 by 20,
boom.
15 by 15.
Oh, yay. I try to talk to it.
I read about a party that had a pet gelatinous cube that they trained to be like their mascot.
In another campaign, I actually did that. We came across a hyper intelligent gelatinous cube. I became friends with it and tried to get it.
Oh, maybe that was what I was thinking of.
Yeah, this one, as you're talking to it, Cassie, it's just wiggling like jello.
So how big actually is it?
It's on the map now, northeast corner.
25 by 25. Wow.
No, that's its area that's around it. It's 15 by 15.
Yeah. And you can tell that it's large enough to hold up to 9 large creatures, or up to 36 medium or smaller creatures inside it at a time.
Is it moving towards us at all, or is it just sitting there?
Hey, just out of curiosity, if somebody threw a circlet of intellect at a gelatinous cube, would it become intelligent?
And we just give it more intelligence. That's about it.
Yeah.
So it could become intelligent.
And they're,
We just give it intelligence, not make it intelligent.
Right, yeah.
yeah, it's got an intelligence of 1 currently.
Right, well, so it could have like up to 7, right?
It still wouldn't make it conscious.
Okay.
And now that you know it's a gelatinous cube, and you figure that it's encased in glass to protect it from the acid contained inside the cube. And yes, it does know you're there.
Oh, so the skull's inside the glass, inside the cube.
Yes.
Okay, then. I tried
And
talking to the skull.
yeah, the skull doesn't say anything. And it's going, you see it start to shimmer down towards you. So let's make those initiative rolls, please. And Anna, you're up.
Okay. I'm trying to target the.
Are you hitting control left click?
Yeah.
No, I was able to target it.
I got it
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
not working on mine.
Yeah, I gotta target it.
And you're targeted, Anna.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't do nothing.
Yeah, you gave it a little damage. Do you want to move or stay where you're at?
I Yeah, I'll just step back a little bit, and that'll be better.
Okay. Cassive.
Yeah, I'm assuming that extra 1d4 damage shouldn't be there anymore.
That is correct.
I'm going, I guess we're fighting this thing. So I'll move forwards and try to attack it. And since I don't want to get eaten by it, I'm going to, as a bonus action, activate my Branding Smite for my racial abilities. Just preying on my heritage and adding that. And then I'm going to activate a second level's Divine Smite. And hit this thing as hard as I can.
Good hit.
And that will end my turn.
I'm going to try the total dead on it since it's already damaged.
Ooh, nice roll.
And then move a little bit back.
Yeah, I need to put.
I've seen this move before. Everyone runs back, it crits me, I get knocked unconscious.
Yeah, that's not good.
And yeah, Glom's gonna stay out of it. Nilphanus.
I'm going to hit it with a Sacred Flame. And I am going to move to
Alright, well, I'm just gonna blast it with a ray of frost.
Wow.
Lucky. That was good.
And just to satisfy my own sick curiosity. 1, 2, 3. 4. Of course, it's got the disadvantage on it.
Death throws.
And let's see. Cassive's got a 22. That would have missed. 1 hit. 2 hits. You would have got hit 3 times. For 3d6 acid damage each time.
Nice.
Probably would have got pulled in.
And that was a
What's its to hit?
+4. It dropped a 19, 18, and a 19.
Wow.
I wish I could roll like that.
Here. So is that skull still there?
Let's see what happens. So, what happens when a gelatinous cube dies? Does it
I don't know.
deform?
Probably just runs all over the.
Probably seeps into the ground. Or probably slowly biodegrades.
Well, I don't have a partial sheet or parcel sheet on the skull itself.
Probably isn't anything.
Was it magical?
Yes, it does.
So hey, that's a potential sell to the lady.
Okay.
Or a clue to something bigger. It's a skull in a glass inside a gelatinous cube linked to a temple to Giblet. I don't think it's just an item we sell.
Right.
Well, the skull really has no magical properties except for the one that it was created for. And that function was to enlarge gelatinous cubes or potentially other oozes.
Oh, okay then. We do sell that to someone.
Wait, it does what?
Its sole purpose is to enlarge gelatinous cubes.
Oh, jeez.
Kind of funny to use a dwarf skull for that. I guess we're taking that to sell off. And quickly look around and make sure there's nothing else quivering in the area.
And you are not finding anything else quivering. And let's give you...
Anything else in the cube other than the skull?
Negative.
Yeah, most of it just got degraded, eaten, wouldn't it?
I don't think they eat gold and stuff.
I think it's only magical stuff that doesn't get eaten, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure gold doesn't dissolve.
Let's see. Transparent. Yeah, it's funny, the sheet doesn't say either way.
That's okay. There's nothing in it.
And
I'm assuming it had to poop.
I'm gonna unlock tokens and get rid of the huge gelatinous cube. So, Kasub, you're at the other door.
I'm looking around to make sure there's nothing quivering and going, should we check out one of these doors?
Yeah.
Maybe someone who's better at investigation and checking this stuff out should.
I'll open the door.
Well, hold on, I'll investigate.
Yeah, you're not detecting any traps or
Alright.
hearing any noise. Who's gonna open the door?
Does it appear to be locked?
No, it does not.
I open the door. Nephanus opens the door.
And that'll be the last time you open a door.
Okay.
As you start, the door opens into the room where you're at. And as you open it, it gets blown open. And you see all the salt water coming towards you.
I
And
dodge to the north.
you're going to dodge or
Jump out of the way to the north.
tell you what, yeah, give me a reflex.
What is that?
I'm sorry,
Dex.
Dex.
An ability roll or a save?
Let's do a save. And you do manage to duck out of the way. And let's see. Cassiv, I'm gonna need both you and Galdor to make strength saving throws, please.
I got my shield up in front of me trying to block it off, deflect it off.
And both of you all are able to withstand all this water. And to give you an idea, it is 2,400 cubic feet of water that has just burst into the room. And it's filling both rooms to a depth of about half an inch. And you can see
Piranhas.
washed out of the room is a putrid, rotting corpse of a human wizard in green and purple robes.
Anything magic on it?
Um,
Does it move?
no, it does not move. Yes, you do find a glass wand. Uh, it's actually an arcane focus.
Oh, nice. Match with my other one.
And I'll throw it
You
in
can dual wield them.
to the
You
party
go pew pew.
sheet. And yeah, the wand is worth about 25 gold pieces. And looking into the room, which I guess I need to unmask it. And part of it's floating out, but you see waterlogged books and overturned tables. And this is, you wouldn't know this, but this is actually one of Hallister's more foolish apprentice who was casting a spell that went haywire and filled the room with salt water, as well as led to his demise.
Alright, can any of the stuff in here be salvaged?
No.
Too bad the
No.
apprentice didn't remember how to open a door.
Well, once the room was filled up, you probably couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it would have taken him a couple of rounds to drown, so.
Well, I'm
Probably-
assuming the door opened out, because if it opened in, I don't think
Yeah,
we would have
you're
been
right.
able to open it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it did open out. It opened out into the room you're in.
Okay. If there's nothing of interest there, I'm gonna call it a night, guys, and go to bed.
Yeah, I was getting ready to suggest that this is a really good stopping point for tonight, because the next rooms will be here for a little while.
All right.
Good night, guys.
Night.
Everyone,
night.
everyone
Later.
good for next week?
I should be.
Okay. Well, we will see y'all same time next week.
Good
Have a
night.
good one.
Thanks for a great game.
It was fun.
Yeah. Bye.